Hey Tribe, it's Steph, and I am going to go through a fun sort of journaling activity that I started doing this December, and I thought I would share it with all of you. So it's essentially looking at this past year and this past decade. So it's the end of a decade reflection. So not only are we heading into a new year with 2020 in 2 weeks from today, but we're heading into a brand new decade. And I don't know about you, but this gets me really excited. Because for me to think back to 10 years ago, I was just 17 years old, and obviously I've had a ton of changes and learned a lot since then. So wherever you're at, whatever age you are, I think we can all agree that within 10 years, a lot can happen, a lot can change, a lot can be accomplished. There's a lot of obstacles that are put in front of us, and it's really important to look back on things that we've overcome and also to look forward to the future and to the next decade. So that's what this is all about. So if you don't have a journal, just grab some paper. But I recommend pulling out a journal that you maybe write in a lot. And this is going to have 5 parts. So the first one being the past. So looking back on the past decade, what are 3 big wins and proudest moments? So whether they are accomplishments, maybe they're just your happiest days, getting married, having a baby, buying a house, maybe it's an accomplishment of getting a new job or opening a business, or think of 3 moments in the past 10 years that are kind of your big, huge wins. The moments when you're so proud, you're happy, you're the most joyful, and essentially your best self. So write those down and start to look at some themes across the board. So maybe your biggest moments are all accomplishments. Maybe that's something you really value is accomplishing things. Maybe your biggest moments are family related or love related. Maybe it's, related to your family or school and education. So typically your 3 big moments are really going to represent your values and things that you value that brought you joy. So that's part 1. Part 2, we got to look at the obstacles and the things that we overcame. So write 3 of your biggest, we'll call them learning experiences, or obstacles, situations that were maybe really a struggle. They were forcing you to step out of your comfort zone, to overcome something, to learn new things. So write down 3 of your biggest learning experiences or obstacles, and then write what you learned from them, what you gained from them, and start to look at maybe what the silver lining was. So a lot of times the things that seem really awful in the moment actually propel us into something so much better that we could have never dreamt up ourselves. I know that's true for me, and most people. We can't see it in the moment, but start to look at kind of that zoomed out view on some of those obstacles and where did they lead you that was probably in your best interest. Looking ahead, part 3, I want you to focus on how you want to feel in 2020. So this is your core desired feelings. When you wake up every single day, what are the feelings that you're going for? Maybe it's more stability and balance. Maybe it's just joy and happiness. Could be abundance. Maybe it's passion and creativity and energy. So just words, feelings of the way you want to feel in the new year. And then why? Why do you want to feel those feelings? Maybe what you're feeling now is not that. And what do you want to change with those feelings? And then moving into part number 4, write down your 3 top goals for 2020. So what are the 3 things that you're super laser focused on in this new year? Is it finance related? Is it family related? Maybe it's career related. Maybe it's more fun. Maybe you just need to have more fun. So whatever your goals are, pick 3, write them down, write why they are your goals, like why do you actually want them? Again, look at those values across the board of what's showing up as bringing you joy and what you want as goals. Make sure that your goals align with your feelings from part 3. So make sure that hitting those goals are going to bring you those core desired feelings. And then write down what it's gonna take to get there. So if you want a successful business, what is it gonna take to get there? If you want to finish college, what is it gonna take to get there? If you wanna get a different job, what is it gonna take? So write down some actual steps of action and who you need to be in order to hit those goals, because usually it's going to require kind of a higher version of ourselves to get there. So write that down to who do you need to be, what is it going to take to hit those 3 goals, why do you want them? And then part 5 is probably my favorite because I'm a visionary and I love looking long term. Kind of freaks me out to look 10 years from now, I'm not going to lie, but look at yourself in 10 years. And where you want to be, how you want to feel, what you want to have learned, accomplished, and just like, what is your life in 2029, almost 2030? And who are you? Who are you as a person? Do you have the same values? Maybe you have obviously grown in a lot of ways, but looking at where you are in your life in all aspects and areas of your life, family, finances, where you live, what you're doing every day, your career, what you're doing for fun, maybe your spirituality, whatever it is, look at all areas of your life and where you want to be in 10 years. Because it's really helpful to look ahead and think about what can actually be accomplished in 10 years is a lot. If you look back in the past 10 years, you've probably done a lot since then. So dream big. Like, this is where you actually get to like dream big and think about where you want to be, who you want to be, what you want to be doing every day, and write those down. And my extra bonus challenge to you is to write a letter to yourself as if it were 10 years from now, writing a letter to yourself in this moment as you are at the age now. So for me, it's my 37-year-old self writing a letter to my 27-year-old self, telling her, whatever message I want to tell her. And I think this is something really cool that you can stash away, put away, and hopefully pull out someday and read. And I bet you'll accomplish more than you even expected. But this is just a really good practice to do every year when we're going into a new year. Reflect on the past year, look ahead to the new year. Like, I'm just at the stage where I can't just jump into a new year without looking at the past year and my wins and my maybe losses or lessons, and really being super conscious of what I want to create in 2020 and in the decade to come. So I hope this is helpful, and if anything, you got some good insight, you got some time to yourself to journal, and you should do this every year. So I can't wait for 2020. Share this with your friends if they are needing some reflection and direction, and I'm looking forward to a new year and a new decade as well.